screenshot that you guys just saw, right? It literally lists, a few of the medications that people can be taking that classify them as being the vulnerable population. Now, when I read this, I got really livid here because I was like, what the heck? Because I had 3 questions, and the first question was, am I vulnerable because I have an autoimmune disease? Am I vulnerable because I'm taking one of those medications that makes me vulnerable? Or, better yet, am I vulnerable over the choices of food I choose to put into my system? But doctors are never gonna goddamn tell you that. No one is going to be like, vulnerable people are people who eat meat, cheese, dairy, yogurt, and all of this other crap that derives from animals and takes their innocent lives away and supports animal agriculture. But you know what? No, I'm not going to talk about the animals in this video right now. I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about you because I just feel like you guys would actually hear me out as, a 23-year-old going through an autoimmune disease right now. I feel like you guys may have stumbled upon this video for 2 reasons. 1, because you just wanted to see me smile because I smile a lot, so here it is. 2, you stumbled upon this video because maybe you also have an autoimmune disease and you're maybe thinking about going vegan, or maybe you wanted to hear about me talk about veganism and an autoimmune diseat. So just take that moment and just think about why you came across this video or why you're even listening to me talk right now. A lot of people talk about how they wish that there's a cure for multiple sclerosis. A lot of people post about this on their Instagram. It always gets me thinking because I'm just thinking, maybe there isn't a cure for multiple sclerosis because maybe that cure is within us. Maybe that cure is within the choices that we make with food. But doctors are never going to say that. As someone who has an autoimmune disease, I just wish I went vegan much sooner than I did. And I went vegan about 3 years ago. But had I gone vegan earlier on in life, which is weird because I'm also deathly allergic to eggs since I was born. So why I never went vegan earlier on, I don't even know. I was just a goddamn idiot. So before I begin this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, so for now, I hope you guys enjoy this video. So doctors want me to believe that I have been in remission for the past 4 years now because Ocrevus is, working for me. The drug that I've been taking for the past 4 years. Now, the way I see it is, of course they're going to say that because they're going to be advocating for the drug that they're prescribing me in a way because that's their job. But how come no one's really ever paying attention to diet? Because diet is the key here, but doctors don't tell you that. I also feel like the power of veganism is real, and this is something that a lot of people oftentimes overlook. Now, why I'm saying this is because when I think about other MSers, I know all of our bodies work differently, but there's quite a few MSers who talk about how they have to switch from DMT to DMT to DMT. I have not had to switch to DMT to DMT yet because I guess Ocrevus is working for me, but it's like, is it really, or is it just my diet? Is it just the fact that I'm a vegan and I'm healing my body, but no one wants to believe me when I say that? Now, the one thing I find so interesting about this is the fact that doctors don't really ever talk about veganism. Because I remember when I first told my doctor I was going to become vegan, he literally shunned me out of the idea of going vegan while having multiple sclerosis because he literally told me, quote unquote, this is not going to be good for you. Well, I haven't relapsed yet, have I? I was the girl in 2017 that was not able to walk for long. And when I say I was not able to walk for long, most of the times when I stood up, I just couldn't move. How I even got to my classes, guys, I don't even know because I walked to all of my classes. But I'm not going to talk about that right now because I don't want to talk about it. But to this day, I can't walk for longer than about an hour. But I think that's impressive. That's so impressive that the power of veganism is real, but every single time I bring it up to a doctor, no one really ever wants to believe me. Why? Because I'm just a 23-year-old. So quite a few people will talk about how the vulnerable population are the people who get COVID. Now, when COVID first broke out, this freaked the living crap out of me because that's all I would hear from people, even on the news. The vulnerable population should stay inside, get away from people because they're going to get COVID, blah, 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 blah. And it just brainwashed me in a way because it scared the living crap out of me, right? A lot of the people who got COVID, don't even have an autoimmune disease, don't even have any health concern going on in their life. I guess you could call them the average person, but they got COVID. And when I think about me, all of the people that try to scare me to tell me that I was going to get COVID, well, we're 2 years into the pandemic and I haven't even gotten COVID. Why? No, a lot of people will be like, yeah, COVID's taught me to spend a lot of time with my family, blah, 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 blah. Nah, that's not what COVID's taught me. COVID's taught me to believe in myself and the power of veganism, because my body is stronger than I think it is. And this is something that I oftentimes forget about. And I'm smiling right now because I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for sticking through with being vegan, because it's honestly the biggest game changer I've literally made in my entire life, aside from adult diapers. But yeah. I genuinely feel like with me being a vegan has helped me not get COVID so far, but it's also helped me not get sick, and this just gets into my next point. Prior to getting my vaccine, I was told by my nurse that I had to wait 4 months after getting my Ocrevus infusion to get my first dose of Pfizer, because that's just the way it's supposed to go, I guess. So I got my Ocrevus infusion on March 4th of this year, so that just meant that I would be able to get my Pfizer vaccine on July 4th or after. So of course I got it on July 4th because I wasn't about waiting. So I got my Pfizer vaccine on July 4th, but prior to even getting the vaccine, guys, I was on edge. I was on edge because the amount of people that would tell me that they would get sick after the first dose or even the second dose scared the living daylights out of me, because I was like, if the average person is getting sick, of course the vulnerable population is probably going to be getting sick too after getting the vaccine, right? It's just the way I was thinking about it. My first dose of the COVID vaccine was Pfizer, and I believe that was on July 4th. And after I got my first dose, it was interesting because it did hurt, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm so used to getting needle pokes in my vein, and oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much less it hurt to get poked through the vein in comparison to get poked over here for a stupid vaccine. So like when she put the needle in me, I was like, is she going to the other end of my arm? Like, I don't understand. But it wasn't bad. Now, I did get sick after my first dose, but what about my second dose? Well, a lot of people were talking about getting sick after their second dose, so of course I also got scared. After getting my second dose, did I get sick? No. I actually felt better after my second dose than I did my first dose, because with my second dose, it just hurt for that day. Like, my arm felt sore for the day, but that was it. I didn't feel nauseous or anything. I felt fine. And I felt great too, because that was also the last week of teacher's college for me. I scared myself to the point where I was like, because it was my last week in teacher's college, I had an 8-page paper due. So that 8-page paper, I literally finished a week before, because I wasn't about getting sick and then writing a paper, because I didn't want to do that to myself. So I finished that paper a week before it was due, and that was great. I mean, I only got an 85 on that, but it's fine. But yeah, it's just, I've actually emailed my nurse to ask her about if I need to get the third dose. She hasn't emailed me back. I think it's because I ask her so many questions. I think she gets annoyed with me, but I don't know. I'm just curious. She's my nurse. I was a very girl that thought I was going to end up on a wheelchair in 2017, but I don't even use a mobility device going into 2021. So I think that's amazing, because I feel like the power of veganism is real, and this is what's helped me grow. And oh my gosh. That's pretty much it to my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys gained something from this video, and hopefully I can get at least one person to just go vegan, because guys, it's a game changer. It really is, especially if you don't have an autoimmune disease and you're watching my video right now. What are you doing? Please go vegan. Don't make the same mistake I did with going vegan after the fact, you know, after the fact of having a disease. Just do it much sooner, because it'll be worth it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this video or think about veganism, because I would honestly love to talk to you. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and check out my blog. I'll post links down below as always, and I'll see you guys in my next video that will be up for next week. So, bye guys.